Right, so there are some crossover X episodes. Fuck. Right, so there are some Battle Royale episodes I haven't done that I feel like I probably don't want to go back to do. I mean, this new episode is something I want to talk about, and I feel like keeping with the present is a more important thing to do when discussing these Battle Royale episodes. If you want a basic opinion, I liked Vampire Batman vs. Zombie Spider-Man, and I liked Yoshi vs. Spyro, but that's really all I have to say. I have no real connection to any of them. Not that I have any connection with Cammy or Nina, but this is an episode that's been in the making for, 3 years or something, so let's actually get to talking about it. Now, I don't have much information on the actual characters and their feats and scaling, so I have to admit a lot of my criticism are not going to be about the actual information presented itself. And when it comes to things like a prediction for the next time or a how it should have been parody video, they'll both be separate. Not so I can get more views, because let's face it, I won't, but because I don't have Who And here and I don't really want to wait 2 weeks to get this video out. And there's a bit to say about the next time. I am hyped as shit. I didn't think I'd be more hyped than Guts vs. Wolverine, but I am. Let's go. Well, the episode starts out with a very loving tribute. There's not really much to talk about here. I just feel dirty if I cut this part out. I mean, just watch. Well, I can't help but notice that Yoshi and Spyro aren't in this shot with all the other combatants. But then, Samus and Mega Man are, even though they're part of what I'm going to dub Season 0, because I don't know what they call it.
How long has it been? 3 years?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's been 3 years, but the video which had this as the next time isn't even on your channel that this video is currently being uploaded on, so I don't really think it's that important.
Well, I'm Manny, heading research for Cammy White, Street Fighter's Killer Bee.
And I'm Chelsea, heading research for Nina Williams, Tekken's silent assassin.
Killer Bee is a dumb name, no offense Naruto, but I can't help but hear silent assassin and think, what other kind of assassins are there? The kind that screams racial obscenities before shooting his victim with a rocket-propelled grenade? Because I get a feeling that kind of assassin doesn't really do much in the whole assassination department. What other assassins are there in Tekken? Is Shaheen one? The Ezio look like? I don't really think he's an assassin, but I mean he looks like one. From Ass Creed. Whoa! Very Persona 5 here. And this is kind of someone who has not played and has no interest in Persona 5, but that's something I noticed immediately. I honestly thought this was foreshadowing for Joker in the next episode of Battle Royale, but I guess it wasn't, so the joke's on me. Not looking good, Nami! I too agree that Yuri's ass is better than Cammy's. I also think that everything else about Yuri is better, but I really like Yuri. I really don't think I know why. It's just one of those things where you just like it. I just like Yuri. I'm not even like a Street Fighter fan, which you could probably tell by Kensho vs. Street Fighter. I like some of the characters. I like Yuri, I like Dan, I like Akuma, I like M. Bison to an extent. I like quite a lot of the characters though. I'm just not a really big fan of the games. I don't really play them that often. I'm much more of a BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, Soul Calibur guy. Under Night. I forgot about Under Night. Under Night's great. You guys, you need to do a video with Under Night. Fucking Hyde versus Ruby. I don't care. Well, I didn't know the origins of Cammy's name, but apparently she was named by a schoolgirl.
I saw something about her carrying, throwing knives, a sniper rifle. Heck, even regulation night goggles to sneak in the dark corridors.
Excuse me, Shellen? What about her roller skates? Oh, we're just gonna gloss over that? I mean, fuck anything Nina has, the roller skates take the cake. Here, Fax is censored when saying the word fuck.
Shut up.
But later he won't be. But why? It's not like it was any funnier without the censor, or this is funnier with the censor. I mean, maybe that's just how you guys felt, and I understand that, but a bit of an inconsistency thing here. Inconsistency. What the heck happened to the looping crossover X spiral thing? Now playing Jury versus Vega. Was Cammy so bad in this fight that she lost without even being part of it? That'd be a feat in and of itself. I'm impressed. Or it's just a minor fucking goof.
I don't remember greenlighting this.
You don't greenlight anything.
And on that note, what the hell does he do at this point? The character, not the voice actor. I mean, we all know what the voice actor does. He voice acts. Is one of Cammy's weaknesses 16 snowballs? I'm gonna say yes, or it's one of Revo's weaknesses. I mean, she wrote all of this shit here. If you didn't notice, there's shit written down here. Yes, yeah. I'm sure Jin Kazuma needs a bodyguard. I'm sure there's reasonings and, like, canonical events that show that it was a good idea, but I want to take this at face value as someone who doesn't really care about Tekken, but owns Tekken 6 for some reason, and assume somebody looked at motherfucking Jin Kazuma and thought, that's the guy that needs protecting.
Is there an episode we've done that doesn't involve the loss of someone's loved one?
Fuck.
Leonardo versus the White Ranger? Of all the episodes, you didn't show anything from that one. We don't really know much about Tommy Oliver's canonical family, and Leonardo's so inconsistent across the timelines, who's to say what's canon? You could say, like, the 2003 series is canon, like, he didn't really lose anyone, but then you could also say the episode in the 2003 series, Same as It Never Was, is canon, where he lost everyone, and fucking died. Nina's cells were taken and made into a guy named Steve. Steve! Do Alex versus Riptor. Do it! Just get to it! Someone! It's probably already done out there. I don't know why I don't know what's wrong with me. Veteran Iron Fister. You should have just called her that! Cammy, Street Fighter's Killer Bee. And Nina, one of Tekken's veteran Iron Fisters. I just realized the voice I did, there was like a fake version of Manny, sounds more like Rick. I'm a hack. I get that it's part of the aesthetic, but the transition between showing her moves is probably unneeded, and it's a little distracting when it's done in such quick succession. It also takes away a second or so to actually show the move that you're talking about, and given how fast fighting games can go, 1 second can be the majority of a move's animation. This is a point where it'd probably be best not to have the transitions you normally do, because it's just better to show the move as you're saying its name.
Break, which I really shouldn't have to spell out.
She doesn't seem very good at breaking arms, considering how everyone can get back up and proceed to lay her out.
Foreshadowing for the fight, because she breaks Cammy's fucking arm.
And Steve.
Woo! Steve! You don't fuck with Steve! Nah, man. Top 5 Steves. Steve Irwin, Steve Smith, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Steve Jobs, this jabroni.
Oh, we're just gonna add nukes in here. And I thought this was a fighting game.
With franchises like Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, nukes in fighting games aren't that impressive. Mildred from Arcana Hearts low-key tanked the fucking Big Bang. Gee, spoiling the outcome much.
I'm here to address what I know all of you have been thinking about. Why wasn't this out sooner? What happened? What took so long?
And if you're thinking that, shut the fuck up. We've got lives too. Oh my god. Thank you for putting the subtitles in the aspect ratio. That'll make it so much easier to edit them out when I make it how it should have been. The one reason I don't always do 1 minute melees is shit like this. It looks so cool. It looks great in Mario vs. Aizen. It helps tie it all together. But it makes editing a real pain. Never mind, the fucking music is there! Now, to get critical for a moment, there are some points in this animation where the 180 rule is broken, but not in a good way. By that I mean not broken by the characters either switching places within the actual dimensions of where they're fighting, or broken intentionally for an artistic flourish. It may be intentional at points, but doesn't always look good. Now, breaking the 180 rule is something you never want to do, but if you do it, technically switching the characters around within universe is not breaking the rule, it's just breaking where they're placed. But the other way you might want to break it is to actually do it in a very artistic way, just to like emphasize something or to have a different shot that really looks good. You got to make sure it flows well, but it doesn't always happen here. For instance, there is this This is a shot where no reason, after Nina sweep kicks, Cammy gets this shot, and then they swap places on screen despite the fact that they haven't actually moved spatially. This part particularly bothers me. Cammy's on the left, Nina's on the right, Cammy smacks Nina further right, we get a weird transition to this shot, and now Cammy's on the right, but instead of this being a transition to a new shot, Nina is also on the right in the following shot, a shot that's vital to the outcome of the fight, by the way. This one shot of Cammy is extremely distracting because it has a transition for no reason, breaks 180, and is actually irrelevant to the actual fight. This one, it's a bit more acceptable though. This shot also bothers me. Here, Nina pulls out a shooter device, it's called a grenade launcher, and fires. Cammy runs away, or so it seems based on the framing of the shot, but then she jumps into the grenade, which is now coming from the left instead of heading to the left. And it turns out Cammy was actually charging straight at Nina. What? Also, while for the most part, the animation in this fight is fairly solid, it's fast fluid, has some really cool moments, and the voice acting say plus, this part really lacks the impact. Like the spiral arrow from earlier had more impactful animation than this attack. It's almost like it's intentional. And when I first saw it, I was making the assumption that she just hit Nina really weakly. And after talking with DJ Tiki, that is the case. This was intended to have less impact. The main point being to show that Cammy had basically blown through her stamina. She was at this point hitting Nina with like pointless, weak, pissy ball attacks. They were pretty much doing nothing to Nina. So Nina was able to outlast Cammy's stamina, and at this point Cammy just had no chance. So I was correct in my assumption. So this is not a criticism. It is, but it's a criticism on the viewers for not understanding this. What's going on with Nina's elbow? Is that just how she looks? Now don't take my criticisms the wrong way. I enjoyed the fight. I just think that there were things that can be improved. Now whether this can be chalked down to the fight having been animated a while ago when the animator wasn't as skilled, or if the fight was made up of old animation and newer animation that was updated over time, or if the generally difficult place crossover X was in at the time led to them having to rush or overlook things, I don't know. But I can't overlook flaws that distract me just because I'm glad crossover X are back. In fact, I'd find it insulting if I was in their shoes and someone overlooked problems I could improve on just because I'm back after a hiatus. If they're really back this time and are staying for at least a decent amount of time from now on, then I think this is the most important time, I said that 3 times in the one sentence, to bring up criticism for them to improve on. Not like I could do that before the episode was released, I'm not some fucking future watching prophet.
Outrunning that Gatling.
Outrunning that Gatling.
The 2.6 tons of TNT that Cammy withstood is about a 64th more than the 1.96 ton building explosion Nina took.
Remember the Kikosho blast? Well, we actually get to see the full extent of its power. Upon further examination, it turns out that this rounds out to about 1 megaton of TNT. That's 1 million tons of TNT.
I don't know if you can compare 2 different Kikoshos from 2 different points in time from 2 different sources, but okay. It doesn't really matter anyway, considering Nina's going to win this category regardless. Although, if Cammy could tank that, she wouldn't need to have dodged it and wouldn't have been incapacitated by a small fraction of that power according to you guys. So saying that Cammy can tank this because she tanked a separate version of this is silly, when you directly contradict that by stating that Cammy was incapacitated by a smaller fraction of the explosion you're saying she tanked. Meaning that this 2.6 ton hit she took should have been stronger than the Kikosho that she apparently tanked. Which doesn't make any sense.
Nina simply had the better tools for the trade.
Well, yeah, but all of Nina's tools are probably useless and vice versa, because like none of their weapons should reasonably be able to do damage to them. Even if you're going to say that, I mean, if you're going to say they're going to survive megatons, at least you want to tell me that Nina's handgun can hit with a megaton. And yeah, I know the animation is supposed to be accurate. I'm just saying that for the conclusion, you might want to bring that up. What's up with this? I'm rooting for Zero here, but let's be honest, without doing any extra research, I can tell you Meta Knight's got this. But I don't know, I mean, I know that Zero in the Zero series kicked the shit out of his previous body, so he's stronger than he was in X. Which means that now Zero technically is stronger than X, yeah. So how was this episode? Well, I can say that I preferred it over Death Battles Ryu vs. Jin. I can't say about the animation, because that's but I can't overlook the genuine flaws this episode does have. I know you've got a high bar set when Animation Rewind praises you. I mean, I'm not even sure if Animation Rewind remembers not Death Battle as a thing, or even remembers me. Who's to say he remembers me, you know? But the episode does have flaws, and it's important for us fans to point them out in a respectable manner. The best thing I can do to help Crossover X is to tell them where they need to improve, and just hope they take on the advice. For the most part, the majority of this criticism I have is with the framing and shots of the animation, which could have a myriad of excuses to explain. That was terrible pronunciation. but once again, I talked with DJ Tiki, and it's true. They have reasons to explain this. I don't know if any of them are watching. At this point, I'm convinced DJ Tiki is the only one that remembers I exist. But if they are, you guys did a good job. It's a good episode. I like my versus episodes long too. Don't ask why most of the Not Death Battles that I script are shorter, but I like long versus episodes. It means they have a lot of information, and it means they can have very interesting scripts and very interesting bits of detail. This was long, good episode. It's 90% really good. But while everyone else is gushing and fawning, I'm playing the role of that one guy who's got to tell you the 10% that wasn't good, because it's always important to me to look for ways your favorite products can improve, and especially so when the creators of it work on the same platform. I can't say level though. You guys are on the same level, because like the level of versus battles goes Death Battle, Cartoon Fight Club, Battle Royale, everyone else. See ya, and I got things to say about Zero vs. Meta Knight. It's gonna better be fucking good, better not fuck it up.